So if you send them the video, the pre-listing packet digitally, the pre-listing packet up front, it's just going to set you apart amongst most other agents. And it just shows you're more professional and you're more of a business person, because everybody knows a bunch of people that have a real estate license. Hi, this is Brian Icenhower. I want to chat with you a little bit about a real estate listing presentation when you are competing with another agent for the listing. Okay, so you're a real estate agent, you want to get a listing, but another agent, they're interviewing another agent too, maybe, or they know there's another agent that's a friend or something like that. Or anyway, you're in competition for a certain listing and how you can conduct a listing appointment a little bit differently that way. Okay. So it is up to you. So when you are conducting a real estate listing presentation, the first thing you got to decide is, do you want to go first or last? And I've seen it work both ways, and I've seen agents over many decades that'll claim that going first is best. And then I've heard people say, going second is better after the other agent. And I see both benefits. The idea about going first is, if you can secure the listing agreement, then you can basically say, do you see any other reason why you need to meet with the other agent? I'll tell you what, would it be helpful if I called the other agent and let them know you've decided to list with me? That'll work a lot of times. And so there'll be often times where, if you scheduled your listing appointment after another agent, that you never even get a chance to meet with them because he closed it. And that does happen if you go last. So that's the risk you run. So it's very important that if you do want to go last, because if they have already met with the other agent, then you come in, you are at a little bit of an advantage there, because they don't really want to meet again or anything. That they could just sign with you on the spot and they're all done and they can just move forward, and the whole pick a realtor things checked off their list, they're all right. So it's very convenient, but you roll the dice as to whether you can get that second appointment with them after they've already done the first appointment with the other agent. So very important there to ask them, hey, why don't you meet with the other agent first, and then you can meet with me afterwards. I'd prefer that, so you can hear what they have to say, so long as you assure me that you won't sign anything with them. You'll at least hear me out before signing anything. Can I get you to agree to that? And they'll almost always say yes, and then you can go second. But you do roll the dice. I mean, you never know. So, and then there's the other advantage. So I don't know which way you go. It's it depends how well you know these people too, and how comfortable you are having these conversations, or how comfortable you are with them that they will actually honor their agreement with you too. Usually the better you know them, the better chance you're going to have on that. So that's, the advantage, of course, to going first is, like I said, you can close it right there on the spot and you get in there first and you don't miss out. So if you're a hard closer and you feel comfortable, you can overcome any objections why they shouldn't wait and meet with another agent. You've got that all down, which we do. We have all those training techniques. I'm not going to go into that here, but there are different scripts and dialogues you can use in both of those situations to help get your method of listing consultation order down correctly. But that's the idea behind it. One thing I want you to do, though, for sure, okay, is we want to set ourselves apart from the other agents. So if you do know that you're going to be in a competitive situation, we just want to show that we know how to do more and that we offer more. Regardless of your social relationships and pity guilt playing because of different relationships and things like that, I really want you to do the right thing here and just roll up and show you're better. And you got to know how to do that as an agent, and especially on listing consultations, right? So the first thing that we want to do there is, if we're going to have a listing consultation, is we want to set ourselves apart and just show that we're better, we're more professional, we have better technological capabilities, and we have better marketing capabilities. We can actually do that before we even get in the listing presentation. That's the key thing here. If you wait till you get in the listing presentation, it's going to be you just telling them, maybe showing them some pictures or some things online, but it's going to be you just talking, unless they've seen your activity in the past. But if we can show them up front without so blatantly bragging about our services, I think that's a lot better. So what a lot of our clients at ICC do, especially our luxury clients or the clients that are in much more competitive listing situations or competitive areas where they're competing for listings a lot more often, is we're actually providing pre-listing videos and packages. And it's really easy to do, guys. On every listing, especially the ones we think are competitive, we want to do this. And what we do is we, a pre-listing packet's very easy. That's just like your normal listing packet. It's got everything in there that you would typically see in a listing packet. Your pre-listing packet is the same thing. It's just a listing packet with a letter on top of it. So just in case you don't know, a listing packet should it should include your strategic partners, your vendor list, a checklist to prepare their home for sale, explanation of the home selling process, local market data, examples of your marketing, local city and community info. And then it's going to give them some listing consultation homework too, because this is a pre-listing packet. So it's going to be some stuff. We're going to give it to them in advance of the listing. And how we're going to give it to them is we're definitely going to email it to them in a PDF format. So they've got digital formats of what you would normally give them in a paper listing presentation, right? So we're going to email it to them. We might even, depending on how feasible this is, drop off a nice printed version of it. Could be bound, could be as fancy as you want to make it, whatever's appropriate in your area, where we drop it off a couple days in advance too. Okay, so giving it to them digitally, giving it to them tangibly, and just leave it on the doorstep, or you could knock and drop it off and have someone drop it off. We have scripts and dialogues and templates for the letters to do that as well too. All of our coaches receive, our coaching clients receive those as well. And then the letter is really simple, just like, hey, and we'll give you the form template for that. I'm excited for our appointment later this week on Thursday at 5 o'clock. Here's a packet to describe our services. In the meantime, you should be looking for an email from me as well too. It'll contain some video information as well. If you could, please take a look through the attached seller's disclosures. And if you're in an area that the sellers can fill out their disclosures in advance, attach those to the back. You could take a look through these and fill these out, and also have a copy of your key ready. So you have some homework on that you put on a piece of paper right on top of the listing packet. Then they can go through your listing packet, right? And then they can actually get their homework done. And if you show up for that listing appointment and there's already like all these forms filled out and the key sitting on top, you're good. And that happens a lot too. But even if they don't do it, at least when you sit down, they can say that they've done their due diligence. They've read through all your information. So they shouldn't have a lot of questions about you. And it's not all going to have to come out of your mouth. So you don't have to tell them about how great you are. You showed them. And now we can just sit down and talk about their objections and their concerns, and we can get right to it, their price, or whether they want the other agent, or what they're worried about, all of those things, without, you sitting there, blowing off steam about how awesome you are. In addition to getting on the packet, we're also going to give them a pre-listing video. And this is probably the most important. This is really easy, guys. If you're in real estate, you should get a videographer, spend $500 to $1,000 one time to put together a really good 60 to 100-second video of why you're great, and really cater it towards listings. We're going to put that on your YouTube channel as your premiere video. It's going to be attached to every email you send. It's going to be up on your website. You're going to send it before every listing appointment like this too. You're going to get so much mileage out of this one professional video that basically talks about who you are, how you do the most to market their listings, how you provide the best customer service, and then a little bit about your family, so they know that you're local and who you are locally in the community, so they don't think you'll run off with their initial deposit check. So it's really those two things: why you provide great customer service, how you'll do the best to either market their home for sale and or find them the right home for them. And then, of course, a little bit about you personally. It should really only be 60 seconds or 90 seconds. We have tons of templates and examples as well for you on those. But if that little video email link goes as well too, now they've seen you can market, they've seen your tech savvy, they've seen this higher level of sophistication than most agents use. So they may, if they're meeting with their cousin Judy, and then they're meeting with you, and they see that you, how you present yourself and your marketing skills and your level of effort, and what would happen if you put that towards the marketing of their home. It's just evident that, by not going with you, they're giving something up tremendously. And if they go with you, their house is going to be put in the best light in front of the most people. So they're willing to pay a higher commission too when you evidence your value this way. So they won't be negotiating back and forth on commission as much if you show this extra level of value. So if you send them the video, the pre-listing packet digitally, the pre-listing packet up front, it's just going to set you apart amongst most other agents. And it just shows you're more professional and you're more of a business person, because everybody knows a bunch of people that have a real estate license, and the vast majority of them they know that they're very, very part-time. The key is to separate yourself from the part-timers and look like that you're the best person, because they love those other friends. But if they're just part-time and you're the one that's going to get them the most proceeds from the sale of your home, they're going to go with you. When it comes down to it, they want the money. So you got to show them that you're worth it and why you're worth it. And we do that by setting ourselves apart in our competitive listing presentations like this. So guys, I hope this helps. Again, it's all up front on competitive listings. So put your effort in up front, show your due diligence, show what separates you, and get more listings. All right, guys, thanks again. Can't wait to see you on the next show.